Jerry's what I call good people. He's a great guy. I got to know him from the blood drives. Him coming there, he always genuinely asks how you're doing, and I'm so glad we have him.
1984 is when I started donating blood. I'm O positive, and every time I get a chance, I donate blood, which was then 54 days, now it's 56 days. Right now, as of today, 125 units. 3 more times I will be 16 gallon.
His dad was in the hospital when he was in his 20s, I believe, and needed blood. And Jerry has since donated blood. He not only was a giver of blood, but then he was a receiver of blood that saved his life.
When I first heard of a hunting accident and I heard the name Jerry Valdez, this red light went off for me. It's like, oh no.
Saw Jerry that morning, and he was packing the truck ready for a trip to a youth hunt about an hour and a half west of where we lived with his buddy that lived down the road from us, 13 years old at the time.
So we were headed to Clay Center to a youth hunt. Only the kids could carry a gun, but you could be with a mentor, dad, or whatever. So we went to one walk-in hunting area, walked the whole perimeter. He walked right in front of me, and I was right behind him. And we got fairly close to my hunting dog, and I told him to just walk right in, right behind her, so I kind of stood back a little bit and get ready to shoot. Like I had told him, he already was ready to fire. Safety was off because he was right behind her. I said, he's gonna flush. And lo and behold, a covey of quail came out, and instead of going away, they came right through us. So when I turned, I totally lost my concentration and forgot to tell him not to shoot because they were coming at both of us. So he did what I told him, and he swung to shoot one of them and forgot I was right behind him and I was in the line of fire, and I could hear his gun shoot. And so I felt a concussion hitting my back, and it threw me to the ground. I didn't feel pain. I could feel blood flowing out of my back, which feels like someone pouring a pitcher of hot water. I was trying to stay awake because I knew if something drastic was going to happen, I was not going to die in front of this little boy. So then I flipped opened my phone, hit the speed dial for Ro, and I left her a message and said,
"Ro, it's Jerry. Call me back to play on Playzone. He said accidentally shot me in the back. I'm not very cheap.
He's barely breathing.
EMT's coming to get me."
Then I think I blacked out for a minute. The phone stayed open. I could hear him, and I think he was beside me, what it felt like, and I told him that it wasn't his fault.
When we initially got to the scene, Jerry was a little ways off the road.
He was pretty pale, but still alert and talking.
They said I was yelling pretty good, so they put me into the ambulance, drove me to Clay Center, which seemed like seconds, but said, a couple minutes. I could hear the helicopter rotors were already going, and I blacked out. And it was like 6 days later before I recovered at the Salina Regional Trauma Center.
After the first surgery was done, the surgeon came out and actually took no credit for it at all. He said that their trauma team actually saved Jerry. He had 10 units of red packed blood cells, he had 9 units of plasma, and 3 units of platelets. So he had 22 units of blood products right then and there.
Blood saved my life. I wouldn't be here if I didn't get blood.
He lost, probably over 40% of his blood, and he might have gotten his own back, I don't know, just like you said, he's been on all sides of it and knows the importance of it.
Jerry has come full circle. He's given it, he's received it, and now he's back ready and willing and wanting to give the gift of life. If you want to do something for somebody, you don't have to be the wealthiest person in the world. You don't have lots of money. Giving the gift of life, donating blood like Jerry does on a regular basis is just as important.
Is it a hero in your mind?
Jerry, yes, is a hero. I think all blood donors are heroes.
It's what keeps every human being alive. Blood. Without blood, you cannot live.